All right, guys. So let's do our midday market recap. Pretty decent day. 5 trades total on 4 different stocks, finishing the morning up $3,232.76. So really can't complain about that. That's a pretty good day. Those of you watching on Facebook, you can see the P&L right here. So it really the I was only up $600 before that last trade on ILNU. So that was the one that, really made my day, but that's fine. I mean, that's not uncommon that you have 3 or 4 decent trades that are so-so, and then you have one trade that really puts you over the edge. And so today was that day. Now that can also go the other way, where you have a couple decent trades and you have one big red trade that puts you down. Um, but yeah, feeling good about the trades today. So yesterday I finished the day down. What was it? 1375. So today bouncing right back up puts me up about 1700 on the week, plus or minus. So that's good. We only have 2 days left in the month of August, so got to make them count. And I'm really hoping that I can do well Wednesday and Thursday. And then Friday, man, I don't know if Friday, we're coming into Labor Day, which reminds me that our Labor Day sales have started. They're going to run through the. They're going to run through Labor Day, through Monday. So that's started. You can see that probably on our website. Coupon code is LABOR30, 30% off. So that's starting right now, our Labor Day sale. But yeah, I don't know if I want to trade having the first day of the month be on a Friday feels a little risky, but we'll see. I was originally planning on not being in the office. I was going to go to Colorado for the weekend, but I ended up changing that plan because I've got to get ready for our Inner Circle seminar, and I've got a lot of work to do. So I'm going to be working this weekend, but in any case, I don't know if I'll trade on Friday. We'll see. We'll see how it looks. So going over the trades from today, very first trade of the day was on MBRX. Now, MBRX, it was on our watch list pre-market. It was definitely one that I had on watch, but I wasn't super crazy about it. Mostly because, I was a little iffy on it just because of the fact that on the daily chart, I'd sort of remembered having some issues trading it in this blue box area and this blue box area. These are just boxes that I drew. I remember it being a little choppy and a little difficult to trade. So when I saw it on the scanner this morning, I was like, well, it looks interesting, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do well on it. So let's just kind of see how it does. Right out of the gates, it drops down, down to a low of 69. And I was like, all right, well, this is your typical choppiness. But then you can see it popped up here on this candle up through 80. So if I bring this up here, you'll see I got in at 75 and then tried to sell at 85 on the ask. I didn't get filled, ended up selling at 81 and 82. So if we look at MBRX down on again, we can go back to a 1 second chart. Not that I would ever use this when I'm trading, but it helps you guys see my thought process in those first few minutes where things are really just at the kind of touch and go. So you can see how we dip down, and you don't see this inside that 1 minute candle because it happened so fast. But we dipped down, and as we started to pop back up, as I saw that volume, that's where I got in at 75. So I got in right here as I started to see buying. We popped up to a high of 85, or actually up to a high of 90. At 90, we had a 50,000 share seller. And that's when I said, all right, that doesn't look good. I got to bail out, and I'm glad that I did. So that was MBRX, which ended up only being $294. It's not bad, but, kind of a small start to the day. So 294 on that one. Next trade was FINL. And on this one, I saw it popping up, And what I decided to do was buy the 1 minute micro pullback for a scalp. So we had a little pullback right here, which I didn't take the first one because it went from 37 all the way down to 23. So it dropped, like 15 cents, which felt like a little bit of a big drop. Hey, Tina. And so as I saw it popping back up, I was kind of like, well, I don't know if it just dropped kind of quickly. I'm not sure what I think about it. It ends up popping back up, doing really well. And then right here, it shows a doji candle. And so I was like, all right, I'll jump in here at 63. We'll see if it makes new highs. It popped up to 73. So quick in, quick out, just a little scalp there, another 147 bucks. So, I'm kind of like, all right, I guess this is one of those days when I'm going to be kind of adding the profits from small trades rather than one big trade right out of the gates. The next one was JUNO, and this one's like really kind of disappointing because I had the right idea, but JUNO, I got in at 30. Where is it? Let's see. 38.94 right here. So 38.94 was my entry, and you can see right here it was consolidating underneath. It was doing a 1 minute flag underneath 39. And I was like, that looks good. So I get in at 94, and I got in, and then it dropped for just a second down to, I think, 38.60. So all of a sudden I was down like, 800 bucks. And I was like, oh my God. What am I doing trading these $40 stocks? This is not my go-to range. This is going to throw off my day. So then it pops up to 39.09, and I was like, I'm going to try to sell half of this on the ask to reduce my risk. So I put half on the ask at 39.09. I don't fill. I'm watching the bid, and I'm like, you know what? This thing could drop right back down just as quickly. So I think, I'm just gonna sell half on the bid, and I accidentally sold the whole thing on the bid with the wrong hotkey. So I sold the whole thing at 39.05 and locked up 212 bucks, where I meant to sell half. Selling half stop would have been at break even. So at that point I was like, well, whatever. I mean, I wasn't really sure how I felt about it anyways. And then you see from 39, it went all the way up to 41.68, pulled back, continued higher, all the way up to 43.50. So, it's the luck of the draw. I had the right idea. I think I was just being a little too aggressive on my share size. That made me a little antsy, and then screwed up my hotkey, stopped out of the whole thing. Didn't want to get back in because then I felt like I was chasing it. So whatever, 200 bucks, that's fine. Next time maybe I'll take smaller size and try to give it a little more room. But it was a good idea, and I think some of you guys did a lot better on it than I did just because you held it longer. So then the last trade was LINU. Now this one popped up on our high day momentum scanner at $1.73. And as it hit the scanner, I looked at it and thought, well, I don't know, nothing particularly interesting on that to me. It hit at 73, and then I saw it hit again at, I think it was like 87. So I was like, okay, whoa, this thing's actually starting to move a little bit. So I pulled up the chart. And then I saw this S right here, and then I knew that meant this had just done a reverse split. So the fact that it had done a reverse split was important because it means yesterday this was a penny stock that nobody would trade. But today it's now priced at $1.94, or whatever it is, and now people are recognizing it sort of for the first time now that it's back at a reasonable price to trade. And what we notice is that oftentimes these reverse splits will squeeze up really quickly, and I want to be able to take advantage of that that opportunity. So I saw it hitting the scans, blah, 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 and I see it at 190, and I just jump right in using my hotkey, Shift 1. I pressed it 4 times, 2,500 shares, so I had 10,000 shares at 191, roughly. It pops up to a high of 209. I try to add another 2,500 shares, but nope, I don't get that add because it's halted. Halted on a circuit breaker. It resumes at 207. So it resumes from the halt, 5-minute circuit breaker halt, right around the same price. I was considering adding if it opened below 206. I would add over the high of the halt. but it opened a little bit higher. And so I said, all right, well, I'll just hold this for a second. We'll see what it can do. We pop up to a high of 37. And at that point, I'm like, all right, I got to start lightening up my risk. I sell 400 shares. Actually, that's kind of funny. I don't usually do that. This, again, was a hotkey error because I never put out the whole size with my hotkey. I almost always do half size, but when I'm first selling. But anyways, so I sold 400 shares at 32, and then I tried to sell, looks like a little more at 35. I didn't fill any. I sold 4,800 shares at 26, and then I sold the rest on the bid as it came back down at 202. So, I definitely gave back some profit by not selling all of it way up here and selling kind of the rest of it on the dip. But what I didn't want to have happen is to have it get halted going down, because we know if it moves 10%, it can get halted. Or in this case, yeah, no, that's probably, well, maybe 20% because it's below $3. So in any case, I just didn't want to get stuck in a circuit breaker halt going down. So I bailed out, and then I decided to get back in at 230. I get back in at 230 with 2,500 shares. That entry was right here at 10, right around 10:30. I get in, and then I'm actually down like $400. It was sideways for a minute, and then it pops up here to 46, and I sold half at 37, more at 40, no fill at 41, no fill at 36, no fill at 31, and so I bailed out the rest at 29. And so all of that put together is $3,232.76, which is not bad. It could have been a better day. It could have been better if I was a little bit more aggressive on, or not if I was more aggressive on JUNO, but if I had, number one, not screwed up my hotkey, but also positioned myself with maybe smaller size so I wouldn't have gotten nervous as early as I did. LINU, this could have been a $4,000 winner if I sold the whole thing in the 20s, but I was in after the first I was in before the first circuit breaker halt. Now, there was a good chance in my mind that this could have gone into a second circuit breaker halt and gone up to 250, 260, 270. So I sold half and wanted to hold the other half for that bigger move, and that could have been an even bigger winner. With 10,000 shares at 190, if this went up to 260, 260, 270, 280, it could have been a pretty nice trade. So in any case, still a decent trade at $2,500. So that's about it for today. Pretty easy day. 5 trades total. Accuracy 100%. Makes up for yesterday. Only took 1 trade yesterday, but it was a loser. So nice little rebound there, and hopefully I'm able to add a little bit more in profits to the month here on Wednesday and Thursday. Right now I'm down. Well, I'm up on the month. I'm down about $1,200 versus how I did in July. So I'd kind of like to beat July, but at the same time, that's kind of arbitrary when on a good month, like in January or February, I could make $50,000 or $60,000. So it doesn't really matter that much. So, all right, well, that's about it for today. I've got my Warrior Pro mentor session at 3 p.m. Eastern. So students, I'll meet you at 3 p.m. and I'm gonna do another. Let's see. Yeah, well, that's about it. Mentor session at 3 p.m. and then I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. Okay, so that's about it. Jacob, on the year, I'm up 172,000. I had 2 accounts at the beginning of the year. The account that I started with $583 is at 139,000 right now. And I also made a separate 35,000 with my regular account during the first month of the year, before I was only trading in my small account. So 139,000 in my small account from the $583 starting balance, but up about 172 on the year total. So that, with 3 months to go, well, September, October, November, December, 4 months to go, hopefully we'll be able to break last year's 222,000. Okay, so that's it for now. I'll see you all first thing tomorrow morning. All right, bye guys. Oh hey, I didn't see you there. Well, I was just working on the dream board for my next home run trade. Hopefully it comes soon. Until then, make sure you subscribe to get email alerts anytime I go live or upload new videos. Until then, happy surfing